welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a commentary on a TikTok. I love TikTok, but TikTok is a cesspool of crazy and sad stories. Mainly breakup stories. I get on there and I need to watch these breakup stories. They're so insane. And I just realized I broke a nail. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, dude, does that happen to you? Like you just break a nail and you don't notice until like hours later? Phew. And I just love little pink tips. Anyway, um so this is a pretty sad video because it's about a girl being in a seemingly great relationship and the guy ended up completely switching up on her. I mean, he went from a sweet, doting, caring, just literally a boyfriend who's present, the kind of boyfriend every woman wants, and he completely changes. So, we're going to take a listen. It's about 4 minutes long, and we'll come back for my commentary about it.
So my boyfriend turned red pill, and at this point we haven't spoke for about a month, and I can't cope with the fact that someone who I saw is so compassionate and thoughtful and intelligent, so caring and open-minded, just completely did a 180. They were just so supportive and caring, and even when I would have my self-sabotaging episodes, they still loved me. They really felt like a blessing, and being with them made me realize like all the things that I needed to work on. But it came to a point where I started noticing differences in them. Like, I started noticing that they would talk to me like I was like their child, like something that they had to have control over. And then it evolved into hypothetical arguments all the time. Like, just about the stupidest stuff about like child support and what makes a woman valuable and like what women want in a man, all that. I'm like, I don't know why you're talking to me about this. And it would get so bad because it really just pried at my insecurity.
Why hypothetical arguments though? That's so weird. And I think that's how it starts. They just start saying whatever, throwing anything in the air to see what your reaction is or what you would do, your hypothetical actions towards these made up scenarios. That's how your favorite guy likes to say it. Scenarios. They do that for what? Don't you know your girl already? You don't know her? Like a lot of these guys are brain dead. They're comparing their women to women that they don't really have contact with, but that's neither here nor there. Let's keep going.
And it would get so bad because it really just pried at my insecurities, especially when talking about like women whose dads left. And I would always just end up crying and asking why. Like, why are you doing this? And as someone who has like poor emotional control, it took a lot to not just like blow up all the time. And it was so hard to just step back and be like, okay, that's like, he's just going through a weird phase. That's not the person who he is. It just kept progressing. And no matter how much I tried to improve myself and just give him what he was asking for, I felt like it just wasn't enough. I still don't understand what he was asking for because these types of women that red pill podcast men talk shit about, like, I don't have a lot in common with. Like, I don't go out, I don't party, I don't dress really showy, I'm not a gold digger. like all I wanted was to just be loved by somebody. I felt like I was being torn apart. Like I did this, but it wasn't enough. I don't know what to do. It just wasn't going to work for them because I was too American and I didn't understand, and the women overseas are better. And it just really broke my heart. It broke my heart so bad. And it got to the point where my family witnessed it firsthand, like what they were doing, and that's when it ended. And I can't find closure because I'm like, what happened to that person? I feel like I don't know who this person is. What happened to the person I felt safe with? Because who they became, sometimes I did not feel safe. And it just hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And I can't wrap my head around it. I can't believe it. I feel like red pill men stole my future husband from me because I really, really thought this was the person.
Okay. First of all, that is so sad. And this guy is so diluted. I talked about it in one of my TikToks. These guys do not have an original thought to save their own lives. The fact that he's using your trauma against you, the fact that he is trying to compare you to women that you have nothing in common with. Also, the switch up. That's telling me that that guy has been pretending to be a good guy. Wait, my favorite. The nice guy for a long time. And he already felt disadvantaged for whatever reason before he got with you. And maybe you're not even the kind of girl he even really wants. Maybe you were the kind of girl that he was only able to get. And then this stuff pops up in the internet, and he thought to himself, oh, gee golly, I have inner strength now. I'm an alpha man. These guys are talking my language. Let me go ahead and break up this seemingly healthy relationship. But was it healthy though? Because he was pretending the whole time. That's where I'm at with that. Like, he was pretending the whole time. Men that pretend, a lot of the time, it's because, okay, so this whole thing about him being with you, girl, he was an incel before he met you. He wasn't getting chicks before he met you. He met you, he got lucky, and then thought to himself, this is too much work, but I'm going to continue doing the work because I don't want to be freaking alone and lonely. He clearly has self-esteem issues, self-worth issues, and he wanted to project that on you. And I feel so sorry that you're going through that. That is so freaking sad, heartbreaking. And this is what men don't understand. Men are always saying, choose better, choose better, choose better. You know how many women get into marriages and relationships thinking their guy is a good dude, and then 4 years later he changes, 3 years later he changes, 10 years later he changes? That happens often. So often that women are terrified of being in a relationship, or they're starting to do the whole 80-20 thing where they might give you 80% of their heart and the other 20% they're keeping it to themselves. Because they don't know what day will come that you completely change your mind. And this is a great example of that. Guys watch this stuff on the internet and think, gee golly, this is exactly what I was missing. The projection, this is abuse. Like, to me, he has no idea what road he's walking on. He's on a very thin tightrope. And if he's taking word for word everything these red pill guys are saying, I guarantee you he's going to do something that is not legal. Because a lot of these guys are doing illegal things. They're finding ways to take advantage of women. They're 100% doing that. They're doing super unethical stuff. And this is why in the past couple of years, I've seen like friends of mine's boyfriends do these weird changes. And I'm like, go through his YouTube recent watched. If in any of those recent watched, there's red pill content, delete. Like, there's any red pill content, delete the relationship. Just run for the hills, end the relationship as amicably and as kindly as possible, because he might rage. Like, he might really just rage on your butt. She's also talking about how she's changing for this guy. And this is what I was talking about on my TikTok, that you're going to work yourself so hard, break yourself down to the white meat to make these guys happy who have never been happy, who have never had a sound state of mind. They've just been pretending the whole time. Kind of like Just Pearly. Yeah, she's not a guy, but she's very male identified. You see how I kind of went into Just Pearly, like randomly? Yeah. Yeah, she has broken herself down to the white meat. She has. It doesn't seem like she has, but she has. Whether it's mentally, whether it's physically, whether it is socially, she's broken herself down to the white meat. She's wanted male validation so bad that she has literally ruined her chances of getting a man that she wants. You can't tell me that there's so many women out here with barely good reputations that have mastered and managed to get a decent man, and she still can't. She's doing girl math with boy math. Like she's she's using boy math to get a man, and it's not working. The boy math is not mathing for Just Pearly. It's not. If you're not a girl's girl, you need to exit. Like, if you are this male identified, you must be exiled from womanhood. Because there's no way Just Pearly appreciates women or womanhood or understands womanhood fully because of the way she thinks. Her mother even deleted some of the videos that she had with her daughter because she feels like, my daughter's an embarrassment. I can't do this. Is there any way people like Just Pearly or people like Andrew Tate, people like Sneeko, is there any way for them to redeem themselves in the future? It would take years and years of them deconstructing everything they created. Everything they constructed, they would have to deconstruct it piece by piece and live complete opposite and speak, not just through image, but through actions. They would have to completely change. There's so many people that, those are just 3. There's about 200 people online spewing the same rhetoric and ruining relationships. I've seen more breakups in the last 2 years than I've ever seen in my life. People that have been together years breaking up over red pill rhetoric. People with children, people with families. Red pill has created a very lonely environment for men. They don't know that yet. Because again, women are listening to the things that they're talking about and going, yikes. Yikes. Because if you mix the entitlement with the ideology, these men and the women that also support it, they feel and they'll support these people getting away with just about anything. I feel really, really sorry for this girl. And I literally pity girls like just Pearl that support these ideologies, because she doesn't know what she's doing to the weak, the fragile male psyche that's on the internet. Same thing for Andrew Tate, Nico, Donovan Sharp, all these other guys. And yes, I understand that people are going to still try to date, still try to do their thing. But I also know that because this information, all this stuff is out there, when people are getting on dating apps, they're already going in with the mindset of, how are you going to benefit me, and how am I going to be able to take advantage of you without suffering any consequences? That's what's happening right now. That's why Tinder, Hinge, and all these other dating apps are going downhill. They're tanking. Anyways, tell me what you guys think about what this guy did. And yeah, I feel really bad for her. But, you know, like I said, if you sense that your partner is switching up out of nowhere and demanding all this weird stuff, speaking to you in a way that you never ever experienced, go through their most recently watched on YouTube. Look at what they're reading on Reddit. Shit, look at their notes. Check out their group chat. Listen, I don't encourage going through people's phone, but at this point where we are in society, there's no way you can trust somebody. There's no way you could go, yeah, this person's genuinely good to you. Yeah, you need to find out why. It sucks. It sucks so bad, but that's what you have to do nowadays. It's so hard to trust because, again, a lot of guys are using pickup artistry mixed with red pill. Pickup artistry to pretend to be a good guy, pretend to be a nice guy. And then once they have you in the snare, they'll use the red pill ideology to keep you down, break you down to the white meat, and then break up with you after they done used and abused you. Stay woke, ladies. Stay freaking woke. Peace.